I'm about to take a video of this is a video of me and what happens to me every fortnight and how I'm being treated less than human for mental illness I don't have. And even if I did have a mental illness, this is no way to treat your fellow humans. Howdy.
Peter, I've come here today with myself, and we've had the police here because there's a community treatment order in place.
How you going?
So you won't be able to continue to video this while we give the treatment because of the privacy for all the staff here. And
Well, if you're not doing the wrong thing, why do you have to be scared of me taking a video of it?
otherwise, you could come to hospital to have your treatment.
No, you can give me the injection, but I'm video recording it for legal reasons to show you how I'm being treated.
In his arm or?
In his bottom, and it takes 5 minutes to mix this up.
I'll hold your phone for you and video if you want, mate.
And video record.
I'll
You record the video for me.
Yeah. How's that sit you?
That's alright. Because
I'll give you a camera then and go in there.
Alright, there you go.
Save a lunch to
Where
get.
do you want to do this, Peter?
I'll just put it on the floor in here.
Right. It does take me a few minutes to mix this up.
Video recording this thing.
Yeah, I've got recording, mate. It's all recording.
I'm Matt as well, by the way. Yeah, also, can I get your full names?
Gary.
What's your full name?
Don't give me full name, mate. Senior Constable Quigley.
Senior Constable Quigley?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Senior Constable Bowers.
And what's your name?
Matt.
What's your full name?
Further.
What?
Further.
We don't have to give our full
Yeah, you do, because if you're gonna come in my house, I want your full name.
But we can go down the clinic if you want to give it down the
No, you can get it done now, but I want to have a video
My name's
recorded.
Michael, and I'm part of the mental health service at Woodville. If you'd like to speak to people there, you could clarify that.
Alright.
Yeah.
No, I'll record until I get
no
have my
problem.
pants pulled down.
Yeah, no problem.
So I don't have a mental illness, and the cops, if I don't open the door for them, they'll come and kick my door in and jump my fence and start opening my doors with crowbars and shit to force this injection into me for a mental illness I don't have. And this is the most ungodly treatment you could ever do to a human being. And can't go on. This is the most biggest load of bullshit. That's my dad. This is my dad's room. My earthly father, because God's my true father. So are you cops Freemasons?
Yeah.
You are? You're a Freemason?
Yeah.
So you know that only God can make laws, yet you still do this anyway?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
See, look, he just admitted that he knows that only God can make laws, yet he still does the wrong thing. This is how horrible these Freemasons are. You can see on the checkerboard pattern on his cap there, that is the same checkerboard that's on the Freemasonic floorboards. And these people are all members of the Illuminati or the Master Masons. And if you look at his police logo, it's got the acacia, the yellow acacia around it, which is a high-yielding DMT plant, because our pineal gland uses DMT, and that's what activates our spiritual experiences. Then you've got the black and white bird on his cap with a crown on top, showing that it's related to the royal family and what they're doing, and the Rothschilds and things like that. So as you can see here, he's filling up the injection. Now look at that. I get that shoved into my ass every fortnight for a mental illness I don't have.
Shoved, it's pissed.
It's shoved. Every time I say it, before I get my injection, I always tell them I don't want the injection, and if you put it in me, you're raping me. Yet they still do it anyway. Imagine how that feels for your mental health, being raped every fortnight.
It's not rape.
It is rape. It is rape. Because only God can make laws. What level Freemason are you?
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster, so is that in Scottish Rite?
Yeah.
And what degree is that in the Scottish Rite?
4th degree.
4th degree. So this guy's just made it out of the Blue Lodge of Freemasonry. He's become a Master Mason, and he's taken up the Scottish Rite. The Scottish Rite here in Australia is called the Rose Cross Freemasonry. Now the reason why it's called the Rose Cross is because I'm Christ and I'm the cross, and they're trying to keep me away from my Rose, Natalie Rose, the girl I met when I infiltrated a secret society, who's my twin flame and soulmate. They don't want me having love in my life because these guys are evil bastards.
Peter, I don't give you permission to take my video.
Yeah, well, I don't give you permission to put the injection in
I
me.
don't give you permission to put this video
Film what it wants
onto
to. It's not against the
YouTube.
law.
It'll be against the law if you...
I'm still doing it anyway because only God can make laws.
Alright, as long as you realise you don't have our permission to be...
You don't, I don't give you the permission to put the injection in me, motherfucker.
That's your language.
No, because this is the most horrible treatment. You're a Freemason. You're meant to be enlightened and you're meant to be a good, honourable person. Now, what kind of good, honourable person not only knows that only God can make laws, yet still goes out and forces this bullshit on other people? That's the most horrible, dishonourable way to be in I could imagine.
What does this stuff do to you?
What it does to me, it sedates me, and it just pretty much leaves me spiritually drained. And it's the most horrible thing ever because I want to be a productive human being and be able to contribute to this world and make the world a better place. Yeah, it's kind of hard if I'm drained of all my energy from these psychiatric drugs from mental illness I don't have. Now, as a Master Mason, did you cross the abyss when you had the Master Mason ritual?
Just the Red Sea, mate.
Red Sea. Because in the Master Mason ritual, if it's done properly, it invokes the crossing of the abyss in the Kabbalah, where you become an enlightened being and activate your pineal gland. Now, if you look at the first two letters of the police, it's 32. P equals 3 and O equals 2 in the G code of Gematria, showing that the police are a creation of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which is behind most of the world's ills. And also, if you know anything about COVID-19, COVID equals 19 in the G code, showing that it was a creation of these Scottish Rite Freemasons. And it's just a way in which ancient fear tactics to keep God's children scared and not know how truly powerful they are.
So Peter, I've made a doctor's appointment for you to come and have a talk to the doctor.
Yeah, and I've been saying to these doctors for years now that I'm not mentally ill. I'm just someone who has awakened their telepathic abilities, like this man here. He's awakened his telepathic abilities, yet but he won't admit it to other people. Yet it thinks it's okay for people to force drugs into people who have awakened their telepathic abilities and lie to them and say that that's not an actual thing that's real, when these people know very well it's real. And that's why they're so fearful when they do the things they do, probably because they've been...
Maybe the whole phone now, mate. He's about to do this.
is it ready? So have a look at this. Look at this yellow crap. It's fucking synthetic poison.
It's called olanzapine.
Olanzapine. Just 1 second.
I've been lunch to get me up.
Yeah.
Alright. So hopefully he's going to record this. Is what they do to me every fortnight. And it's the most degrading treatment ever you could ever get.
Hey, come on, hurry up.
Alright, so what I do is I lay down because I get it in my ass to get it further away from my head as possible. Then he pulls my pants down.
Well, can you pull them down just
No,
a
you
little
pull them
bit?
down like you normally do. You getting some camera?
Yeah, mate.
Look at this, he pulls my pants down. How degrading is that? And then before I get my injection, I always say, I don't want the injection, and if you put it in me, you're raping me. They still do it anyway. And imagine how that would do for someone's mental health or for their overall well-being. It's the most degrading treatment ever. So I say, I don't want the injection, and you put it in me, you're raping me, and look what he does. Exactly, he rapes me. Now I have the God-given right to punch him out for doing so, but how am I meant to do that when there's cops with guns here, where I can't even defend myself properly without a gun to shoot them with like I should be able to do for what they're forcing on me.
Peter, this is a medication that should be given to you in a medical clinic, which is why we like you to come into Woodville to have it done in the clinic there.
I'm not wasting my time for a mental illness I don't have to get something I don't want.
Yeah, well, we've come here today because you're on a community treatment order. And so we don't have a choice. It's what's prescribed, and we want to give it in the safest possible manner. And the safest way to do it is at the clinic, because you can have side effects. You know, you're right, you can have a side effect. And if you're at the clinic, we can monitor that. So,
Thank you.
So Peter, well, I just have to warn you
Yeah.
that you're taking your own risk in having this treatment at your home.
Yeah, well,
And
it's
then-
not treatment, it's mistreatment, because anyone that rapes another human being is not treating them like with respect they should be. Because the second great commandment which Jesus gave was love your neighbour as yourself. Now, are you really loving your neighbour as yourself, pulling their pants down and raping them like that? Is that loving your neighbour as yourself? I don't think so. And the third great commandment was love your Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy soul, and all thy mind. Now, how are you loving your God with all your heart, soul, and mind when you're doing a dishonourable thing like this, which like this policeman who is a Freemason, which was meant to be an honourable person, doing?
Peter, this is a medical treatment. And
No, it's not medical treatment. It's forced rape, and it's the most degrading thing ever. And it's not treatment in any way, shape, or form.
It's a treatment that's evidence-based from medical science.
Yeah, who runs these medical science? These Freemason bastards.
No.
They're in control of all these fucking
But Peter, I just
things
need
like
to,
that.
I need to let you know
Yeah.
that when you have this at home, you are at risk of having a side effect and getting.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not going in there and staying, waiting for 2 hours to make sure that I'm
If you're
okay.
feeling bad, ring the ambulance, alright?
What's that?
If you're feeling bad, ring the ambulance.
It can make you feel sedated as a side effect, which is why we like you to have it in the clinic, because we monitor you for usually 2 hours after this injection to make sure you're alright. So when you didn't come into the clinic, you're actually taking on a bit of risk yourself.
Well, you're taking on risks for what you're doing because there are dire consequences
Oh, mate,
for actions where people rape their fellow children of God.
Oh, man, look at that.
But next time, could you come in?
No, I'm not coming in. I'm not wasting 2 hours of my time or any of my time at all for you
We
guys.
could organise a taxi.
Yeah, I know. I'm not taking a taxi. I'm not wasting my time in a taxi when you guys can come to me. Alright, cool.
So, are you driving, Peter?
No.
Would you like me to organise a taxi to take you to that doctor's appointment?
Yes, please.
So I'll get them to come a half an hour early to pick you up.
Alright.
So that's next Wednesday.
Yep.
So taxi here at 2:30.
Good, and then I'll give them all my evidence like I always do with these Freemasonic
Good man.
books which talk about telepathy, and they still don't do it. Yes, please. There's your good, honourable kind of Freemasons which are meant to make good men better. Good afternoon.